Everton is promising to make changes in the final weeks of the transfer window. Bold moves are being planned behind the scenes at Goodison Stadium, and some big names are already emerging as potential reinforcements. But will these negotiations actually happen? This is precisely what could change the course of the Toffees' season, and you'll understand why. After the defeat at Elland Road, it became clear to David Moyes that he can't continue improvising on the pitch. James Garner and Carlos Alcaraz had to play out of position, exposing the lack of options in midfield. Therefore, Moyes has already asked the Friedkin Group for significant investment, and an old acquaintance may be on his radar: Edson Alvarez. The Mexican, who worked with the Scottish manager at West Ham, is in a curious situation. Sources close to the London club say he is evaluating offers, but so far they have all been loan offers, no outright sale. This opens up a gap that Everton could exploit, as the deal would be much more financially viable. And think about it. Alvarez didn't shine last season, but Moyes has already managed to get the best out of him at other times. Could he repeat the feat at Everton? Meanwhile, players like Guai are showing signs of age, and Iro Egbunam still lacks consistency. The arrival of an experienced midfielder could be the missing piece to stabilize the midfield. But will West Ham be willing to release one of its trusted players to reinforce Everton? It's worth remembering that Alvarez's playing style perfectly matches what Everton needs today: intense marking, good passing, and above all, that competitive spirit that makes a difference in big matches. With the Premier League becoming increasingly physical and fast-paced, having someone who already knows the league could be a huge asset. The big question is whether the board will have the courage to move quickly before another rival enters the fray. And it's not just midfield that's the focus. Fullback has also become a pressing issue. The defeat to Leeds made this clear, especially due to Garner's improvisation in defense. Without Patterson, Asnu, and Mikalenko, options are scarce. Jake O'Brien has shown commitment, but he's far from a long-term solution. That's where James Justin comes in. The Leicester fullback, who has already lifted an FA Cup and has nearly 100 Premier League appearances, could present a market opportunity. His contract expires at the end of the season, and as a result, his value has plummeted to just $6 million. For a versatile player with experience at all levels of English football, it's a price difficult to ignore. The thing is, Leeds seem to be in the lead in this competition, but an injury over the weekend changed the situation. While the Whites evaluate whether it's worth the risk, Everton sees the door ajar to enter the negotiations. Of course, the risk of injury is a factor, but when it comes to quality, Justin could be the kind of player capable of immediately elevating the squad. Will the Friedkin Group give the green light to seize this opportunity? Justin would also bring something fans have long demanded: consistency on the flanks. Unlike makeshift solutions or short-term bets, he would arrive with Premier League experience and the confidence of someone who has faced the league's top strikers. It's the kind of reinforcement that not only solves an immediate problem, but also gives Moyes more peace of mind when planning his team without having to constantly rotate players. The fact is that both Alvarez and Justin are names that could potentially solve Everton's clear problems. One would add solidity to the midfield, the other would bring balance to the flanks. Now the ball is in the court of the board and Moyes, who knows that every move can define not only the season, but also the club's European future. So fans, if you had to choose, would you bring Alvarez or Justin first? Leave your opinion in the comments, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell, because the next chapters of this window promise to be the talk of Goodison Stadium.